wow, this is an overly sexualized woman. So I think that's a pretty wise choice to put her in this situation.
But I mean, it's the era of the bikini, right?
Yes.
So they give her something that still gives her a lot of coverage.
Right.
You don't see the belly button as much as you probably could have if she were wearing something different. They were still being a little tasteful with their clothes.
Right.
So after they get put in the pins, and we have the moment where they all kind of goblin gather around, and it's all silent.
Dance, magic dance.
There's like a shot of his eyes, and again, to your point,
when they're zooming,
did
in,
they
like,
want to know if we had blue eyes, if he had blonde hair, if that's
I don't know if
why
they're trying to
looking
say
at him,
he's terrified with them,
if he's realizing his situation again, once again, like, oh, these are not.
They're everybody's savage.
Know.
Because be quite honest, if you just went with that shot right there, where you just see his eyes, you would think Taylor.
Yeah, it does very much. But, so you go back to, what is he noticing? Why is it we have this mass gathering around him, staring at him? What if instead he's looking at, and they're humans. You're not going to say we want to have them fornicating, but they're doing something more animalistic.
They were doing something barbaric.
Yeah. And what if he were to all of a sudden go, oh my, and Nova puts a finger to, now is she aware enough to know he shouldn't speak?
Talk and not talk.
Well, she wiped out Taylor's words before you, again, here's an evocation
How
of
smart
that.
is she supposed to be?
She could put a hand like, don't talk, just like she scribbled out the words.
Well, but that moment where right before they gather, when they get silent, it's not just a shot of Brent, it's also a shot of Nova, and Nova is kind of huddled next to him on his right.
Right.
And she's kind of looking around as if she feels like she's in some type of danger or odd situation. So she is responding to what's happening.
Right.
She does look around like, what? Like she's responding to that moment.
I wish we could hear what direction was given to these people, because you had the feeling that, again, that's most likely shot without sound.
Yeah.
Which your film trivia thing is actually called mid-out sound, German term for it. That's where the knowledge that I don't need to have is in my brain. But
they go, sound.
It's called mid-out sound.
Sound.
When it'll mark it on your slate.
The Germans didn't do movies.
Oh my God, the Germans are huge influential in movies. Anyway, so they turn on the camera, and he's just shooting without sound, saving that, don't have to sync it, yada, yada. He's giving some kind of direction to those savages. You're seeing him. Is he saying, you're seeing him, he's the first blonde person you've ever seen. Look at those blue eyes.
Or he's different from your tribe,
or what? Hear that. I would love to hear that director's track and know what it is, because I tried. I probably watched this minute more than I watched any of the others to try and figure that very moment out. And I couldn't figure it out at all.
So the script says, the gate of a pen clang shut on Brent and Nova. Night. Here are dozens of captive humans, emaciated, filthy, some of them howling, some of them dying, and at least some of them dead.
Well, there's no
that
howling.
Would be interesting.
There's no that would be, like it's a misabused farm where you have chickens that are just covered in their own feces and stuff like that. That would be interesting to see that. But in the shot, it's just people jumping on the cage, just like the first movie, shaking it, wanting to get out.
But think about the fact that they would have had to have brought in makeup and so on to kind of initiate the fact that this was a diseased, sad, tragic, dying place.
Well, how's that
this
any
is probably
different from the dirt
to
they
make,
put on people's faces?
It's probably a lot easier because you'd have to literally show a body. I mean, otherwise you just think they're napping in the dirt. Right. So in order to evoke that, they decided to have them gather and look at them usually.
I mean, while you were saying that, I was trying to form an argument to how you could easily show someone dead, but it would be interesting to see a dead person and the wailing and all that is what makes them all stare. He sees people, that they're animals.
Or these creatures, these humanoids like poking at it, going, why aren't you like shaking this person? They're not moving, or somebody grabbing it and pulling it.
And at that
point,
point, you don't even have, okay, Sean's got a great idea. They're doing that, and he's like looking, and he finally walks over and does the most normal thing of our society, puts two fingers,
that, or even closes his eyes with two fingers.
Anything. And well, you do both. He can feel for a pulse. When he doesn't get it, he closes it. We now know they're dead.
That person's dead.
And they begin. Then they whatever they do, it would be something that he'd be like, oh my God, that's actually new information and scarier than the Planet of the Apes, because we already expect the apes.
Right.
Now we're seeing a new behavior.
Yeah, to be so whacked out.
That's brand new and effective. God dang it, James Francisco. God, I can't talk. Francisco should have called us to write the script when none of us were born.
Why did they not resurrect us from our father's balls and make us...
when time travel is invented, the three of us want to go back and rewrite this film.
So we do close out this minute with a glimpse kind of into the next minute. But it's effectively basically gorillas kind of bayoneting.
Yeah. So it's a great shot.
You have all these humans coming in on one person of, are you your savior or you are what new thing to this?
Unusual.
And the next thing is stab.
I did like that juxtaposition of those two moments of him recognizing the dire situation and then having the gorillas actually bayoneting these kind of the stuffed dolls, dummies.
Yeah. I think that you could have even done what Sean was suggesting of the dead body and all this kind of thing, and then you show that. No matter what, it's a wonderful thing to go from this to the bayoneting. Yeah. That's a very powerful
because you know where the gorillas stand, if nobody else. You know that the orangutans are kind of the hierarchy of society, the political. You know, the chimpanzees, as far as we know, are the scientific, and then the gorillas are the military police. So you've gone from them throwing these humans into this cage with one potentially dying that we should have seen, and they're gathering around who is our savior, who is a strange person, and then it's violence. This is what happens to the humans.
As ugly as we've been about these 5 minutes, how they're very unnecessary, how they're very repetitive. The imagery that we're going to touch on next week, there's a lot of imagery that I love. There's some interesting stuff coming.
There's definitely in this next particular minute stuff that I would like to bring in from the script.
Okay.
But this was a really nice, to me, this nice combination of what his situation is and these gorillas.
Agreed.
Stabbing straw humans.
Well, maybe we can talk about that tomorrow.
I think we can. So that is minute 35. That's Friday. That's another week in the books.
But tomorrow's Friday. I know.
It is Friday.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Is tomorrow Friday?
We did a in between. You remember?
Oh, we did. I've actually lost track of it now.
We're doing
we're doing Friday tomorrow.
So I've lost
it. Yeah, I've lost it. So we will be back tomorrow for Friday.
Friday, yeah.
And it's a good minute.
It is a great minute.
It's a really good minute.
It's a very interesting minute.
Things happen more here, yeah.
So since I've lost track of days, I'm going to go get some sleep, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Beneath the minute of the apes. Beneath the minute of the apes. Beneath the minute of the apes.
The only good human is a dead human.